one day, and Jim said, would you like to go to Gestalt? And I said, skiing. And Jim said, no, I'd like to go and visit a chap called David Bowie. Would you like to come? And I said, I'd love to come, but are you sure? So anyway, we went off to Gestalt, and I met David Bowie, and I don't really want to recount his first words, but it's a kind of lesson you learn as a professional, and if you start to experience modicum of success in your work, the kind of approach you have to meeting other people is to make them feel good about themselves. And the first thing David Bowie said to me was, Trevor Jones, I'm in awe of your work. And of course, my knees wobbled, and I thought, oh, David. And whether he believed it or not is totally irrelevant. Because, years later, I'm sitting here today recounting that, but that established a relationship which, again, for me, was one of utter, complete trust.
Speaking of Labyrinth, sometimes I like to ask relatively direct questions. I would love to know how the conversation went around deciding whether you should use Toby in the film or not. What?
It was easy, he was cheap.
He was just there at the right time.
Because my drawing of the baby, was abstract. I mean, I made it up, and so. But we knew that we wanted a baby which was about a year old. So when we got to getting ready to film this, and we thought, well, we need a baby. I sort of found one in the cupboard, and it was ours.
I never intended to do the voice of Hoggle, so I'm going to be in my capacity as I worked on the film as Hoggle. I was also puppeteer captain, but as Hoggle. And because my dad wanted a Cockney voice, and I said, boy, Dad, I'm going to be so much worse than Dick Van Dyke even worse. And so as we were shooting, so he just sort of came up with this thing that he just started talking like this. And but really what developed the character of Hoggle, I'm telling this little story because I think it's fun and I didn't get a chance today, and I usually do. So Sherry Weiser, who's 3'2", was inside, actress inside Hoggle, and she couldn't see out, so we had our creature shop develop this really cool thing where there was a camera hidden in her costume on her stomach, and she had a little camera eyepiece inside the head, and that was the way she could see, but she could only see where her stomach was pointing. And we got one day into shooting, and she said, I feel so sick, I feel motion sick, it's just not working at all. And so we had a mad scramble, and we decided to remove the interior of the mouth on Hoggle and paint Sherry's face completely black, so that hopefully you wouldn't see her face, because her face is right inside the mouth, and the only way she can see is when the mouth is open. So this is the way we've developed the character of Hoggle. He's heading towards a tree, and he goes, "Ugh. Oh. Yeah." So he had to make noises all the time. So that's how it organically developed. Why Hoggle is always going, what do you know? He's always just mumbling and grumbling, and it's so that Sherry could see. So anyway, I thought I would tell that story. So yeah. Obviously, it's a fabulous film. That's why everybody's here. So enjoy The Labyrinth.